All right, so this is going to be phase 6 of our AdWords e-commerce case study. And I'm actually really excited because we got some great results. I've actually made a good profit off of this campaign this week. And I'm excited to share with you guys some of the results. I'm hoping too that this here will show you how important tracking is as we go through some of this data. So main thing I'm going to show you is just the campaigns overall. Like I mentioned in the last video, the way that AdWords is set up, you need to make a separate campaign for each landing page. So I went ahead and I tested all 4 of these landing pages. And let's go last 7 days so we get some more data here. All right, so you can see I actually made some changes on the fly as well. These 3 landing pages I tested along with this one. And as you can see, I did get some conversions, but I was getting most of my conversions from this landing page. So I went ahead and paused these 3 and just focused on this one. But overall, as you can see, $900 in revenue, a little more than $900 in revenue. I spent around $500. And the great thing is too is I've spent 534, I believe, or 37, but I spend it in Canadian funds, and all of the conversions I'm getting, or all the commissions I'm getting, is in US dollars. So I'm also going to make a decent amount of money from the exchange. So I have even more profit than what's just on the stats. So as you can see, this is obviously the winning landing page, and for those of you who don't remember, I'll show you. It was this page here. So out of the 4 that I tested, this is the winner. This one has done the best. And this is probably going to be what I'll use to continue forward. And as I go, I'll probably run this for a while, but I'm also going to throw in a couple new pages, and I'll test those as well to see if we can get one that's even better than this one. But as for the other 3, I'm probably just going to retire them, as I didn't really do very well with them. I guess I shouldn't say I didn't do very well, because if you look, I'm sure we made profit. There's $90, $180. So these pages, there's nothing wrong with them. I'm sure they make money as well. However, this one just seems to be that much better. So we're going to stick with this one. So let's take a look at the keyword data. So this is the big rave about why we need to use trackers and why we want to gather information from AdWords. So I'm going to click on, let's look at this or actually let's do it this way. Let's look at traffic sources at the top. And I'm going to click on Google AdWords. So this is all the traffic that came through all those campaigns and pages through Google. And I'm going to click report. Okay. So as you can see, it breaks down different ways, like campaigns, and I can go even further where I get cities, states, browsers, etc. But what I want to focus on is this here where it says custom. And these are the 4 variables that we grabbed from AdWords, or was passed through to BMob. So let's look at keyword, since that's one of the most important. Okay, so you can see here's all the data on all the keywords. As you can see here, it says empty. This here was a little bit of me testing, just making sure my tracking was working, and there was also some traffic that came through where it wasn't working properly, and that's why it says empty. However, the rest here tracked. So unique gifts for guys, 201 visits, 39 clicks. And you got to think too, we have 14 offers on our page. So one person could click 14 times potentially, maybe even more with some of the other ads I have on the side of the page. So really the one we want to focus on is unique clicks. So there's 25 unique people that clicked out of 201 visits. If you look here, our unique click-through rate is 12%, which isn't bad. But we didn't get any conversions, so that's no good. And we can see here the ones that did generate conversions are highlighted in green. So what I like to do is just sort them by conversions. So you can see here, cool gadgets, 135 visits, 71 unique clicks, 6 conversions. Unique click-through rate, 55%. That is a really high click-through rate for this landing page. Really for any landing page, but it's even higher. I mean, obviously the page probably converts around 15-20% on average, but with this specific target, cool gadgets, it's up to 50%. So this is a really good keyword, and this is really good data. Gifts for men, same idea. We get 5 conversions, 19%, and then 13% for your unique click-through rate. So all of these have generated conversions out of all the keywords I tested. And you can see there's a lot of others here. Now, there's two things you can take from this. One, obviously, these are great because they're making us money. Potentially, we still have to look at what we've spent on these keywords to generate this, which we'll do in a minute. But these keywords here, like some of these aren't terrible. Like if we sort it by visits, unique gifts for guys. So like depending on what I spent for those 201 clicks, you could still test there. I mean, if it's obviously not as good as these ones, but if you've only spent like $15 on that keyword or $20 on that keyword, you could continue testing. Maybe just try different ads, different things. There still could potentially be sales there. See, the way I try to do it is you want to spend close to 1 times your lowest CPA on your page. And what I mean by that is if you have 14 offers and the lowest paying offer is $35, you want to test almost $30 to $35 on that keyword. And I mean, you really don't have to go that far. It just depends on how the rest of the campaign's doing. But like one conversion could change everything. You could have spent $30 on that keyword and then generated 1 conversion, and you're up $5. So there's a lot to consider. You don't want to, I guess my point is you don't want to take a keyword that doesn't have, if it has $10 on it, it may not be worth scrapping. You may still want to test it to see if you can generate conversions, just because, if your CPA is high, you could afford to spend more on testing, to break even. So let's take a look at some of these other ones here. Like, there's a lot here too as you look. These could be great keywords. We just haven't got a lot of data on them yet, like Christmas gifts for dads. And I think the reason for this is that I was below the first page bid on a lot of these ones, so I didn't get a lot of traffic on them. But again, these could be goldmine keywords. We just don't know because we haven't tested enough. So what I'm going to take from these keywords, well, first I want to show you guys this. So these are all the keywords that converted, meaning I got commissions, I got sales from traffic from these keywords. And I broke it down in revenue, spend, and profit. So I've spent $104 buying traffic on this one keyword. And if you want to know how to find that information, you can simply just go into Google AdWords, go into your campaign, your keywords, just type in whatever you want, whatever keyword you're looking for, and type in cool gadget. So you can see here, cool gadgets. I spent $16 on this one, and there's multiple keywords here, and the reason why is these are from different ad groups and different campaigns. So overall, if I add all these together, I get the total of $104 spent. But I got $270 American revenue, 166 profit, which is, it's going to be higher than that because this is Canadian and this is American. So this is probably going to be around 180, maybe more. Gifts for men, $192 profit. Cool gadgets cheap, 117. This one was incredible. It may be a fluke, however, but I got 2 conversions, 83 cents. I was probably bidding around 20 cents a click, so you probably got 3 or 4 clicks and 2 conversions. So that's all profit. The other thing you want to be careful about when you see, you've only spent 83 cents and you got 2 conversions, that could be one of 2 things. It could mean that this is a great keyword and there's lots of money to be made, or it could be a fluke. So you proceed with caution with that one. I would still test it, obviously, and get more traffic, but don't get your hopes up immediately when you see something like this. $46 profit, spent $359. Here, you can see I spent $39.24 on cool gadget gifts. I only made $10 on this keyword, which a lot of you would be like, yeah, it's great, and it definitely is. I'm going to continue testing it further, but obviously, the big money earners are up here. $41 on this one, cool technology gifts. I got 1 conversion, so I lost $1.34 on this keyword. Total, I spent $266.62 on the keywords that made me money, and total I spent $537.77. On keywords that didn't generate me anything, I spent $271. So there's a few different approaches you want to take from this. One is you can take this money now that you spent on keywords that didn't make you money, and you can put it on these keywords. So your profits are going to increase. They should increase dramatically depending on how much data you have on these keywords. But that's one way to kind of increase and optimize. But here's the other thing too. I would personally take these keywords, and inside my campaign I would pause all other keywords other than these, and then I would create another ad group, and I would include the keywords that you feel like you want to test a little more. So like obviously some of these ones as well. And I mean, you're gonna have to go in and look at how much you've actually spent, like gift ideas for men. See how much that costs you for for 134 clicks. Now, another thing to keep in mind too is as I was testing this, I didn't keep my bid at the same. Like I started it out, I think it was at 35 cents, if I can remember correctly. But there was a point in time where I just wanted to test, and it said like you can increase it so you can be on the first page bid. Like you'll see an error that'll come up and say you're below the first page bid, and the bid was like $1.29. So I ended up increasing my bid to $1.29, and that's, it's super expensive. I was paying quite a bit per click, and I did get some conversions from it. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Like you're going to get better traffic if you're on page one. However, you're going to pay a lot of money to do it. So you're probably going to see an increase in conversions the closer you are to page one. I mean, if your page is actually converting in the first place. So, there was some of my data here comes from expensive clicks. So yeah, that's the keyword breakdown. These are my money keywords. And again, I would go in and pause the ones that aren't making money, keep the ones that are, and then take the ones you want to continue testing and break them out into another ad group and keep testing. And it depends on how much further you want to take that. You could even make another ad group and test keywords that you haven't used at all, just brand new ones, and just keep adding to that master list that's making your money. So another thing we can look at to kind of optimize this and make it better, other than pausing bad keywords, is let's take a look at offers. So let's change this to offers. Refresh. Conversions. Okay. So we can see here that almost, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 out of 14 offers converted, which is great. 6 didn't. So that gives us some insight on whether we want to maybe change these up. And one thing to consider, let's look at this page. So Cash Protect is placement 1 on this page. Cash Protect, we had 3 sales. Okay, so Nomad Backpack, Clearview, Mosquitonator, Smart Cart, Ultra Brush, Eco Touch. So it's really important to look at the placement on your page where these offers are. Like Mosquitonator 6, and we didn't get any sales on it. I think 6 isn't too far down the page, especially when some of these other ones, like I think Wi-Fi Boost is at the very bottom. Yeah, it is. So sometimes you'll have a good product that's just too low on the page. You're in a bad spot, so you're not getting many conversions on it. For the most part, I think it's just a matter of these products aren't the greatest. People aren't interested. So you could always go through and find new offers. There are some inside Vault Media, and replace them on your page and test them. You could be getting even more sales for having things that are different than this, right? Because I mean, obviously these aren't selling. And I mean, I'm sure with some more data, like if you bought a lot more traffic and you continued with this current setup and having them on this page, you're probably going to see a sale or two down the road. But if you could find something that's selling as good as Back Hero and Heat Buddy and add them to it as well, there's nothing wrong with that. So that's the other side. You want to look at offers. We looked at the keywords and we looked at the landing pages. So that's essentially it. So the last thing we're going to look at is our ads. So if we go to custom at the top, custom 1 and creative ID, you can see we get all of our ad IDs listed here. And if we sort by conversion, you can see we got a clear winner with 10 conversions, which is this ad here. So it looks like I have a lot of different ads, however I don't. I just have 2 ads, but I have them in different ad sets. So or ad groups rather. So that's going to give them different IDs. So if you look here, these are the ads. There's essentially only 2. 14 amazing gadgets for men, top gadgets for gifts. 14 amazing gadgets selling now, top gadgets for Christmas. So they're slightly different. The winning one, as you can see, I already looked and found it. It was this one here. So this is the one with 10 conversions. I'm probably going to continue running both, and the reason why is Christmas is approaching, so this one may pick up some traction, maybe more relevant in the next 2-3 weeks. But if you're, like I said, if you have multiple ads, say you tested 5 completely different ads, it's good to come in here and see which ones you need to pause. Because if I had other ones that weren't performing, I would obviously pause them. And another thing too is like when you first start a campaign, you're just looking to see if there's even any money there. Like you want to just see if you can gather a couple conversions, see if it's even worth really running a campaign in that market. So once you've found that it is profitable, you are making money off the campaign, or there's even some conversions there, that's when you want to get more granular and you want to break down into different sub niches in a sense. So one example would be creating a different ad group. I could make a new ad group and I could put all keywords related to gifts for dad in there. So it would be like best gifts for dad, top gifts for dad, gadget gifts for dad, gift ideas for dad, etc., etc., etc. And you could even have some related to Christmas gifts for dad, just as long as you continue that the dad theme. And then when you create your ads for that ad group, you can include 14 amazing gadgets for dad. And then you could break that down into an ad group specifically for Christmas. And you could put in keywords that are more relevant to Christmas. And then you could do another one, let's say, we have that smart car product that's on the page. And it's also the picture in the headline. So you could have one where it's like car accessories, gift ideas for car lovers, and things related to cars. And you could have something in your ad more related to cars. So I mean, that's just an example, but you can break it down even more granular, and you may be able to find some really not so common keywords that'll make you a lot of money. So that's essentially it for the ads. Obviously, like I mentioned, if there were some that are performing, you would pause them. All right, so that's my campaign. I'm going to make a video in roughly a week, and I will give you guys an update on how things are going. And I'm also going to talk about traffic sources and testing other traffic sources with this campaign. So that's one thing you want to do is when you have a winning campaign is you want to try other traffic sources. So one logical one would be Bing because it's search, similar to Google. But you could try it on native, you could try it on Facebook, and there's lots of others. So I'll talk about that more in the follow-up video. Now, one thing I want to encourage you all to do is to run this campaign. Test it yourself. You have everything. You literally have my ads, you have my keywords. You've seen my landing page. I'm sure you could create one. And better yet, I encourage you to use any content you want from my landing page. It's listed up here, valormediados.com/T trends/gadgets1. So take anything you want from it. And even better is, I think what we're going to do is provide a template for you. So if you haven't seen that template section yet, we actually provide templates to you, our premium members, and you can see here we have a few already. And this is going to be growing tremendously. We're going to try to have a couple pages for most every vertical. So if you want to run weight loss or muscle products or whatever it may be, we're going to have templates here for you to just kind of take and use. So very soon, this page will be available in the template section for you guys to try. So I encourage you guys to set it up and test, and share your results. Maybe you'll find you're making more money than me. Maybe you won't be making as much. Who knows? And again, remember, like if you're gonna have everybody watching this video start to replicate my campaign, obviously it's not going to work for very long because everybody's going to be bidding on the same keywords, etc. But you guys can do what you want, but my suggestion is this: is I've shown you enough that you should be able to take that and kind of expand the concept into finding other keywords that are similar and things like that. So yeah, again, set it up, run it, and post your results in the Facebook group. We'd love to see how everything's doing, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.